Okay, so I'm showing you how I can operate the game by using my eyes, using the eye tracker that's under the screen here, and my iPad. So if you look at the screen, you'll see that whenever I move my eyes across the screen, the camera moves. So if I'm looking at those trees, the camera turns that way. If I look to the left, I simply look at the left of the screen. So the screen follows the movement of my eyes. And then I have the iPad through which I walk. So this fader over here, if I drag this down, start walking, up to stop, and the further you drag it down, the quicker you walk. I also have this button which is jumping or throwing. In this case it's jumping, because the throwing functionality is not important at the moment. And I have the switch camera, which toggles the view from top down or just in the game. So I put texture on the iPad so I can feel where the buttons are, so I can play the game without looking at the iPad anymore. So I drag my fingers to walk, simply look around the surrounding, and as you can see I'm not using a keyboard or mouse, I'm just using my hands for the walking and my eyes for the camera movements. So I'm going to walk down this path simply by looking where I want to go. I get certain text, certain hints that are important for the game, so those are projected on the middle of the screen. Here, if I want to walk down the path, I see the bird, simply look at the bird, the camera focuses on it. So in this case, there's a boat. I built in functionality that you have to explore the island. So if it shows on the map that I have to go look at this boat, because it's supposedly important for the game. So I walk up to the boat and it recognizes when I'm looking at it. So when I would walk up to it, it shows the text, which is a hint for the game, showing like, oh, this boat might be useful. And this way I've built in several features on the island that are interesting for the player. So you explore the island and you try to find these interesting aspects of the island. So now I've explored most of the island. The only thing that's left is there's a little game section. Oops, that's over there. So I'm going to walk up to this platform. So it shows me that I have to find something to knock down these targets, and I have to look for something that might be useful. So I'm going to go back to the beach, and you can see that there's a bunch of coconuts laying there. So once I look at the coconuts, it gives me the hint, maybe I can try using these. So simply by walking up to the coconuts and picking them up. These stairs. Okay, now I can knock down the target. So the same camera button that was used before to trigger the word view is now for zooming. So if I press it, I zoom in on the target, which makes it a little bit easier to aim. And the jumping button is now throwing. Oops, still a little bit tricky. So I look at the target. Yes. So because I knocked all 4 targets, the bridge is now lowered. So I can cross the bridge and collect this box of matches, which I can then use to light the campfire, which is basically the end of the game. As far as I can light it, which is the end of the game. So I'm going to show a quick animation just to show that you've successfully achieved your goal, which is lighting the fire. So yeah, this basically shows how the iPad works and the eye tracking, and how I can use both to replace the keyboard and mouse input. Later on I want to use the iPad, replace it with a data glove, which I will show as well. But for now this was the best solution I could think of. So, and it works pretty well. So, thank you.